And let's see how you did. We're gonna make everything worth 1. So x is worth 2. Just gonna cross that out and just make it out of 1. And I'll explain where the 7th mark will come in. Okay, so if you look at the polygon, I hope you understood that, right? You have to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I hope you didn't count that little. So n is equal to 9. And to find, I'm going to focus on y. Not that it matters which way you start, but that's an interior angle. So for angle y, maybe I'll just do that over here. Angle y is 9 minus 2 times 180 over 9. Okay. So y is equal to 140 degrees. So wherever you did the work, it doesn't matter where. You just make sure you show some work. Next, I'm going to focus on, how about we do z next? That's next to the interior angle. So z is just 40, right? It's 40 degrees, so you don't really need to show me work there. You can go 360 divided by 9 or 180 minus 140, right? Because we know that this is 140 here. Regardless, that's 1. K, this is an isosceles triangle here. Z, this here is going to be 40, so is this one. So for angle K, it's just 180 minus 2 times 40. So that's basically 180 minus 80. So it's 100 degrees for that angle K. Now I'm going to move into the center here. And notice that it may look like a diagonal, but look, if this connects to this as a diagonal, the line should have gone straight like that. But it doesn't. So it always goes to the center here. So this is not an inscribed polygon case. This is just a bunch of central angles. So how about we find the central angle first? So C for central would be 360 divided by 9, which we know is 40 degrees. Okay, so everything is gonna be derived from this 40 here. So X, if you think about it, it has 2 central angles here, CC, right? So that's 80. M has 3 central angles, so that's 120. And N, there's many possibilities for N. N has what? 1, 2, 3, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 central angles. So it's 160. But let's check. M, X, and N should add up to what? All around circle, 360, correct? So that's another way you can make sure, because it'd be 280 plus 80, that's 360. So we're good. Should add up to 360. So everything is worth 1, and I would give you another mark for you finding the central angle somewhere. That's where the 7th mark comes in. So, and you know what, if you got all these numbers right, you get 7 out of 7, because my assumption is you just did all of that work. So put a mark out of 7 there, somewhere in this section, and then we'll continue. Maybe I'll just make a note, use central angles, right? I don't know if you missed it. There are no diagonals. And if you didn't catch that today, don't feel too bad. Just now you learned something. Now you know what to look out for next time. Next, this is definitely a diagonal. Okay, so we have a triangle here. We have a trapezoid or a four-sided there. Okay, so this is my diagonal going across. And what is it asking for? Angle ABC, ABC, so it's asking for this one here. If you want to call that X, that's fine. Okay, this is angle X for me. BCA, BCA, it's asking for this one right here, that's Y. So angle Y is BCA, right? So now you've told yourself, I know where they are, I'm going to rename them, and now it's easier to work with. Okay, X is what? An interior angle of this big pentagon, right? N is equal to 5. So we figured that out. Angle X is 5 minus 2 times 180 divided by 5. Angle X is 108 degrees. I'll give you 1.5 for that. We'll do 1.5, 1.5. Because you have to figure out the number of sides and all that. And then for angle Y, it's an isosceles triangle, so it's 180 minus the angle you just found, right? Minus this top, and we divide that difference in half. Because you should know that this angle and this angle are exactly the same. So we split the remainder in half. Okay. So this would be 72 divided by 2, which is 36 degrees. So angle Y is 36. So you got yourself 1.5 there as well for doing that. So 3 marks for part 2. Question 2, I should say. Continue, next, backside. Oh no, these ones again, right? You should notice that, right, we've got parallel lines going on here. So we guarantee that for those 4 angle pairs, there's something we know about those 4. Okay? Which one do you want to start with? D? I heard letters, but I can't hear that well. I guess my hearing is going. C? Okay, sure, C. C in Spanish means yes. So, C. Let's do C. 35. Okay. Yes, 35. And you say alternate interior angles are congruent. You're good. You're golden. I'm going to do D next. Supplementary. Yep. 180 minus 35 is 145. Supplementary angles are equal to 180, or just supplementary angles. I'm okay with that. Just show me that you know what you're doing. Next, I'm gonna solve for A. That's gonna be my next move here. These are corresponding, right? Always remember, when you want to use those 4, make sure they both touch the parallel line. All right, like sometimes it's going to get confusing. Just trace those parallel lines and make sure they're both touching the parallel line. So, right, A is touching parallel, 125 is touching the parallel line. So this is 125 here. And I would say corresponding angles are congruent. That's it. And so this is 125 here. And last but not least, I'll do B. Right, sum of triangle, like I've got this one, and I can find B if I focus in on that big triangle. So I'm going to go 180 minus 125 minus 35, and that's 20, right? Sum of triangles equal to 180, and so 20 degrees it is. Okay. So 1 mark for each. 1 mark for each, so that's where we get the 4. So you get half for the number, half for the explanation. And of course, if there is a possibility that you figured it out differently, I would have to look at it. If you're not sure, just give yourself a mark today, and at the front tell me, can you check question 3 if you're not sure. I'm not gonna think that you're cheating if you gave yourself a mark when you shouldn't have been. We're not going to sweat it today as long as you understand what I'm doing up here. Last but not least, parallel lines again, we're guaranteed. These are not parallel. They don't look parallel, and they don't have the symbol. Okay? All right. 3-letter notation. Got to love it, right? ACD. Where is that? ACD is right here. I'm going to call that X. Okay, angle X. Bad. BAD, it's this one right here. I'm going to call that Y. And if you call it something else, that's okay. ADB, ADB, right? That's this one. I'm going to call that Z. ADF, ADF. So this one is, you got to be careful here. A connects to D, connects to F. It's this whole thing here. I call it M for now. DBA. DBA. So it's this one here. N. That's just what I do. You can call it whatever you want. Just make sure you clearly tell me which one is which. Okay. Which one makes most sense to? I'm going to start with X. I'm going to start with this one because I see a triangle and I have 2 out of the 3. So I'm going to go 180 minus 65 minus 38. And that is 77. Sum of triangles equal to 180. Okay, so this, I'm going to maybe write that in here, 77, there we go. What can I do next? Okay, careful here. This one may have been, oh, you could have done corresponding as well. Sorry, I didn't see that. Sometimes you don't see it, so just got to zoom out. Same thing. Can I go 65, 65? Because these two aren't parallel. That's the reason. They're still alternate interior, but they're touching non-parallel lines, so you can't make that assumption. Okay? I don't know. This one is going to be tough. Okay, ready? You used alternate interior? Why? Oh, yes, but with 38, yes. Yep, this one can go there because of alternate interior. So I'm going to do Y second. And I went 38. Alternate interior angles are congruent. I wanted to do it a more complicated way. Why complicated, right? Let's keep it simple. But watch this. What do these 3 angles, what should they add up to? If I add this, this, and this, what should they all add up to? 180. They are actually consecutive interior. All of them combined are consecutive interior. So you could have gone 180 minus these 2, and then also come up with the 38. It's still okay. Z, vertically opposite. That's what I would use. This is 82, so these 2 combined have to add up to 82 as well. So Z is my third choice here. I'm going to go 82. 82 minus 38 gives me Z. Yeah. So what do we have there? 44. Vertically opposite. So this isn't going anywhere if you want to practice this at home. Just go back to those pages. M. I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to do N next here. I can use sum of triangle again. So I'm going to make sure I know next time I look at this, sorry, Z minus Y, right? So I'm taking Z and Y away from 180. So Z is 44, Y is 38, and that's 98. Sum of triangles equal to 180. Let's see. And then M, yeah, so got to be careful here. I'm going to find this angle here. We know that this part here is 98. Just this. But you want 98 and 38 combined. So how did I get the 98? Because these 2 are supplementary to each other. That's how I got the 98. But it's 38 and 98 combined that make up M. Okay. Fun stuff, eh? And 36 not. I don't have a property for that one, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. I showed my work, and that's good. So 1 mark for each again. So 4 and 4 makes this page be worth 8. There are 5, yes. So we'll change that. You should be rewarded for the work, right? So out of 5, that makes this page 9. Good catch, yeah. So this page is 9, and the front is going to be 10, right? The front is worth 10. So 10 and 9 makes this 19, not 18. So let's change that. Out of 19, name and last name.